Hello, my beautiful Libras. Welcome back to Queen Cup Tarot. I am just shuffling up right now, catching a vibe, getting ready to do your July 2020 tarot readings. For those that are new, welcome. It's a privilege and honor to connect with you, read for you, ascend with you. Please like, share, subscribe. It is much appreciated. And for those that are returning, I thank you for your patience. I appreciate your likes, shares, subscribes. And I'll be honest, I'm ready to get right into it. And I have this energy for Libra about get right to it. I feel like there are some serious things that you're dealing with. I feel a lack of tolerance from Libra. I feel like you have reached your wit's end with something. I feel like you are, some of you, it's as far as to say are about to explode, snap. I just feel like, I'll go into the energies that I'm tapping into, but I just feel like some of you guys are being triggered with regards to the trespasses against you. So the ones you have to forgive, the trespasses, not just the ones against you, but the ones seeking forgiveness for the ones that you've committed against others. So I just feel like this could be a very fragile time for Libra, where on the outside, it seems like you're intolerant. You are maybe even withdrawn, possibly snappy, things of that nature because of the internal work that you're doing for a lot of you privately. Okay, so before we get into those energies more, I did want to let you guys know that I'm not going to be accepting personal readings right now. Part and parcel, a big part and parcel due to the fact that I have to do a lot of internal work myself. So the personal readings actually challenge the amount of availability to myself that I have. So the divine is actually challenging me to be available to myself on a deep level in a way that I don't think I've ever been, right? So it's just a lot of internal work, but I'll be back doing the personal readings. You guys know that's what I love. That's my passion. So just bear with me more, be patient with regards to the personal readings. I'll only be offering them to the Oracle members on Patreon, but for daily and weekly content, I'll still be over there for you guys. But keeping in mind, like, we're ascending together over there. So it's a bit of a different vibe. Not that we're not ascending here together, but it's like on a daily basis, right? So the energies can be very varying. It can be not as structured as maybe these YouTube videos or what you're used to seeing here on YouTube, right? But regardless, either way, guys, I am going to really try to do a lot more lives with you because I'm more available about a lot of the internal work that I'm doing, and I know a lot of the tribe are doing as well. Okay, so let's get into prayer. You guys can timestamp. Thank you to those that usually do timestamp. If I seem like I'm a bit removed, it's not. I'm trying to really focus. I don't know what it is, Libra. Going into your reading, I felt like everything got kind of serious. I felt like you were stone cold about something. I feel like it was somebody was like this over a wound, hovering over a wound, and you were looking at them like baring your teeth, like, don't you dare. There is this energy of like, don't you dare. I honestly feel like I was doing a couple of other readings, and there was this energy of this betrayal of the past kind of being revisited. So all these suppressed emotions kind of bubbling up because of some injustices that got revealed to you that I think your intuition already knew about. But now that you're going to emotionally purge and deal with, because there's some enlightenment surrounding it, where with you, Libra, I'm more tapping into this energy of like you reflecting on the trespasses against you and wondering why you're being haunted with them. And we talk about having to emotionally go through them. I feel like you have emotionally purged them, you have mentally purged them, and why you're still being haunted by certain trespasses against you is because you're needing to see how karma played out, meaning you have lived out the full cycle, meaning you have done that. You have the trespasses not just against you, but the ones that you then did against other people that you're seeking forgiveness for or should be seeking forgiveness for, right? So I just feel like some of you guys are coming off of the karmic cycle, your karmic cycle, with this releasing of these injustices against you. I also feel like some of you guys are going to be asked to let your inner angel live in a way that it has tried before and hasn't worked out, which did come out in, I I think it was Pisces reading. I'm not sure, but either way, I feel like you guys are going to be triggered quite a bit, Libra. And I feel like it's for your best interest. Some of these triggers are going to bring up wounds that you didn't address and you didn't really acknowledge. And I feel like it's because of some of you guys have been exposed to so much that certain things that you've been through, you didn't really pay any mind because you've seen people go through worse, or you yourself have been through worse. So you didn't really tend to the smaller wounds that are now festering and becoming bigger wounds because of how you're perpetuating that pain and manifesting the reflection of it in other people to you. Right? So I don't know, I feel like this irritable feeling, and I feel like it's because I don't think people understand around you what it is you're going through, Libra, because I genuinely feel like you are trying to go through it privately, or you are not accustomed to bringing in people into this place where you're at when you do this work. It's somewhere that you go, it's like that back room where you go by yourself. You know what I mean? Where nobody goes, where you go to cry and, you know, like that kind of thing. It's just this, I feel like some of you also, Libra, are going to be forced in a way, and it's not forced externally, it's forced internally, like this desire to want to open up to somebody and share something that I feel like you would have usually kept to yourself. The divine might be prompting you to, you might manifest a friend or some kind of companionship. I don't know what in the form of, but that is directly there to help you drop a burden should you be open to it. I feel like it's just some of you, Libra, are going to be prompted to bring somebody into your energetic space where you haven't had somebody ever before or in a very, very long time. But because of your ascension journey and development and what you've revealed to yourself, I'm pretty sure you're being prompted to let somebody into a place that you've never let anybody into because you've never been available or even consciously aware that you had these depths to you that I feel like you are being forced to explore, and then we'll be then exploring with somebody else. I also feel like there could be somebody who, I feel like for some of you, Libra, you're going to be put in a position to not do what was done to you. It could be to somebody in particular, or it could be somebody different, but I feel like, Libra, you're going to be put in a position to end the karmic cycle by not perpetuating a certain kind of, I don't know, I feel like it's surrounding maybe putting justice into your hands. I feel like, I'm not sure, but let's get into prayer and see. Those are just kind of some of the energies and the downloads that I had coming into your spread, Libra, but it feels a bit serious. Let's see what kind of energies we get though. And let's get into it. Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guardian angels, thank you for rising me up out of my bed this morning, and thank you for connecting me with the collective every day. Right now in particular, please allow me to communicate clearly to the collective sign of Libra all the messages that are in their greatest good surrounding the material abundance, sustenance, the relationships closest to them, their personal ascension and development, and any other messages that you deem worthy at this time. Thank you, Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guardian angels, for everything you do for me, the collective, on a regular, all the healing energy, the support, the love, the guidance, and the protection. We are nothing without it, and we are nothing without you, so glory be to the Most High, forever and ever. Amen. Some of you guys are so fucking sick with it. That's the true high vibrational Libra shit I'm talking about. For some of you, you guys have such a deep level understanding of karma that you, reflecting on the trespasses against you, realize that you hurt somebody that you really felt justified, like, I didn't hurt them because they are this, or they did this, or I'm not really close to them, so it didn't matter that I did this. Some of you guys balanced out karma on such a deep level that you guys actually bump into somebody, you manifest somebody that you can clear karma with, but it's somebody that you did wrong to, that you genuinely at the time didn't feel like you did wrong to, or if you knew you hurt somebody, you felt justified. Either way, you were meant to really, you've lived, when you come off of the karmic cycle, I believe you've lived all the versions of that cycle out, which is why you have a high level understanding, compassion, and can come off of it. And I just feel like some of you guys apologize to somebody. I feel like some of you are shocked at who you manifest, and you know that you manifested an opportunity to clear some kind of karma with somebody. I see somebody shocked that you are apologizing to them. Like at first they seem kind of caught off guard, like defensive towards you. And I see you stopping and apologizing to somebody and being like, I understand what you've been through, eh? I just want you to know it wasn't right what I did to you. And I see you moving on, like walking away. I don't know, it's this moment in time. Wow, Libra. Way to go. Way to show the fucking collective how karma really works and how smart you get when you get an overstanding of it. It's just like, it's a really, I feel like the person like just kind of caught off guard, like, whoa, you know, and there's with no attachment though. So it's not expecting anything from somebody. So I'm going to apologize or I'm going to rectify something because ultimately I want something from that person. This is having a high level understanding of karma and wanting to clear it. Whether there is actually working together, being friends, you know, coming back, you know, getting back, anything like that. Now we have the 7 of Pentacles, and with the Magician, because the Magician has one of everything, that to me is coming out as the 8 of Pentacles. The Magician kind of determining whether he or she wants to invest in something. Again, possibly, because with the 7 plus the Ace, that's something that you've done over and over again and gotten really good at. It's like you've honed in on a skill. Some of you guys might be trying to get like a certification, trying to hone in on a skill, feeling like if you're trying, it's like an accreditation. It's not recreating the wheel. It's just realizing you've reached a plateau with regards to career and that you need to be investing some of the material wealth, like money that you're manifesting. You need to invest it into furthering your trade, skills, qualifications to get yourself to the next level, because some of you are in alignment with what you are going to, like you're still in a karmic cycle with career, right? And that's not a bad thing. We got to really come out of this whole like negative connotation on karma. I do it too, which is why I couldn't do June readings, because I had this negative connotation to it. But through this journey, it's really having compassion for the version of yourself as the karmic interactions you've had, what you learned from them, because really karma is lessons. Karma equals lessons. Yes, harsh. Some of them aren't as harsh. People never call out karma's name with the good stuff, right? They're more prone to call out karma's name and call her a bitch when they're feeling what it is negatively that they put out into the world. But many of you Librans cleared karma and are going to manifest. You cleared your negative karma and are going to manifest a lot of good karma. Now, for Libra, for some of you, I was also getting this in, I believe it was Gemini reading. I'm not sure, or Scorpio. I feel like some of you guys need to remember, some of you guys withdrew your inner angel from certain parts of your life because letting your inner angel live didn't work out. For some of you, like you got a negative response. That energy came out in another reading. You guys know, for the newbies, I don't watch the videos based on the signs. I watch them based on the titles and the timestamps, like how long the video is and am I being plagued by that angel number or whatever the case is, you know, really honing in on my code reading skills and whatnot. But let yourself be drawn to that's why I post them all together, because they're all yours. It's just 12 hours or 10 to 12 hours of a culmination of a breakdown of all the energies I'm getting at this moment in time. So they're all yours throughout the month, right? But anyway, the usual suspects already know the spiel. They're like, keep pulling. Oh, the Ace of Swords and the 7 of Swords. I just seen it. That's what I'm saying. For some of you guys, you had a truth revealed to you, because for some of you, it's not a truth from the past. For some of you, it's a current truth, a hard, abrupt truth that maybe something you were looking at manifesting in, or just, I'm hearing, I was just coming around to feeling cool about this, or you had just started investing in this, and I feel like there was a harsh truth about this not being in alignment for you. So some of you feel like you've had the wind taken out of your sails. I feel like this need to bounce back really quickly from some kind of, it was like a realignment. The divine wasn't sitting you down. The divine was taking you and moving you somewhere else. That's all. So there's this need to bounce back really quickly. Like, for example, you might have been on the dating scene, thought you manifested a new timeline relationship only within 7 weeks to realize it's the same old bullshit, and not shut down because you ended needing to take that opportunity to end karmic behavior in yourself and have forgiveness and understanding for yourself and everybody who's involved, like compassion in your karmic experiences. You know what I mean? Because a new timeline relationship is coming in. So there's this need to bounce back. If you lost a job, there's a need to bounce back really quickly and align yourself, because there's this sense of, it's like a realignment I'm getting for Libra, but there's not a lot of time in between. It's like, it's almost like throwing yourself out of a car, but then running, and like you didn't miss a beat. Not missing a beat. I didn't miss a beat. A really smooth transition I'm hearing. I'm also getting this energy. It came out in a couple of the readings, but in different ways, where there is this very significant change in either lifestyle, emotional temperament, or with regards to where you're investing time, resources, what you're doing. There's something like a really quick, like for example, you go and get an accreditation, and just the fact that you are enrolled, for some of you, I don't know why to tell you this, for some of you, if you even so much as enroll in the certification and update your resume with that, showing that you are in progress of a particular accreditation or program or whatever, you are now viable and are more appealing for certain opportunities. I don't know why I felt like to say, it's like getting the ball started. Some of you guys feel like the opportunity will come to you when you finished the accreditation or school, when really you are now open and viable to these opportunities because you're even enrolled in it. Like, you've made the commitment, you've paid for the schooling. So it's like an employer utilizing you as you're getting your education instead of after you got your education. I don't know where that's coming from for some of you guys, okay? Whoa, 7 of Swords under the 7 of Pentacles, and then the 2 of Pentacles under the Magician. I feel like the Magician is being asked something, collective. You are being asked something, and you're juggling the pros and the cons. You're juggling the realities. And I feel like there are two very big different realities. Like, in this energy, you invest because you believe you're going to the 10 of Pentacles. I believe in, even when the Ace of Pentacles or a Page of Pentacles is offered, is always with the intention, when in light, to get to the 10 of Pentacles, whether that actually happens or not. But here, this is juggling between, like, this seems risky. I don't know. This could be about forgiving somebody. This could be about, some of you might have met somebody and feel like they haven't been single long enough for you to date, or you might feel like you haven't been single long enough. The 7 of Pentacles plus the 2 of Pentacles is the 9 of Pentacles. Some of you guys feel like you've come a long way to risk coming back into reconciliation with somebody. Some of you guys don't know how to separate the difference between forgiving somebody and letting go and actually being with them. I feel like you feel like there's no point in clearing this energy if you don't want to be with somebody. And that's very low vibrational, because essentially you are ignoring the part of you that feels like it needs justice for where you've experienced trespasses against you. Even if you never want to explore something, it's you saying, you know what, I do deserve this. Because for some of you, I feel like this is, somebody could have reached, some of you might have manifested like a closure. And now that it's here, you're finding it hard to be open to it. Because I see some of you guys being like, I don't even want to be with this person. I don't want to be with them. How could I ever be with somebody? Nobody's asking you if you want to be with somebody. I feel like somebody's asking about clearing this energy. And some of you are like, well, if I don't want to invest and be with this person, what's the point? I'm already over this, and I don't know if you are. And that will prove evident. So some of you might pretend that you're over something and not take advantage of this opportunity to clear energy, only to go into a new relationship or a new group of friends and project this same paranoia, low vibration, and fear of betrayal and trespass against you onto these people. So this is acknowledging the injustices that have occurred in you, giving yourself the compassion and understanding, acknowledging the trespasses that you then put onto other people in your karmic cycle, okay? Forgiving yourself. And then it's like, boom. It's almost like, sorry guys, bear with me. I feel like you're about to put something that you've been spiritually working on internally into practice in the 3D, where you're going to go, whoa, no wonder why I was thinking about this or doing this. Or I remember this. Oh, I remember you guys were pulling your own cards or getting your own downloads and warnings about certain things that you were bringing in about your old karmic cycle and how to wrap it up. But also putting certain things that you learned in your ascension journey into practice. Some of you guys, this is no disrespect, some of you guys don't have a very grounded reality of yourself and of who you are now in this spiritual journey because of what you haven't put into practice yet and been able to test and proven to you. So I feel like there's going to be a bunch of triggers because some of you guys are going to be tested practically with what you've learned in your ascension journey, only to realize you haven't still let go of things. You haven't done, you can't, it's not even a bad thing because then you do. I don't know if this is coming out right. And if you get all triggered and weird, like some of you guys really need to identify why you become aligned with certain readers and people. Forget readers on YouTube. You need to see how you align yourself with the people in your lives, the jobs, all these things, instead of blaming the exterior. Because most of the time when people look externally, okay, for validation, love, whatever it is, they'll then blame externally to them when they don't get what it is that their expectations are telling them they should receive, right? And I just feel like some of, I don't know, I heard somebody like bitching at me for why this isn't alignment or why it doesn't make sense to them. And I'm in the ethers going like, how did you end up misaligning yourself here to information that doesn't even dawn on you and doesn't resonate with you? And there's no response, there's crickets. Beautiful Libras. Let's get into clarification though. I feel like I want to pull a different energy because I feel like that's pretty specific. Okay. Some of you are struggling. It's funny because somebody's coming to you telling you about some business idea or something like that and how they have a better idea. Somebody knows, somebody you've invested into in the past, meaning they know they can come to you, pitch an idea and get you to give them money, invest your time, something. And I feel like it's more like money. It's like you see the visionary in somebody, but they lack the follow through. And somebody's coming to you about how they have the follow through now. And I feel like you feel, for some of you, that this person is manipulating you for money, but at the same time, you are looking at what it is they're talking or asking you to invest in, and it does seem like a good idea. So that's where I feel like you're juggling. Some of you need to take the advice. For some of you, I feel like people around you are telling you, don't invest in this again. And you are feeling like you don't want to listen to external advice, which I personally agree with at this point in the game. You know what I mean? Because there's this need to be accountable for your own decision making. And when you go around asking 50 people about what they think about what you should do, there is this, whether you're consciously aware of it or not, there is this sense of lack of responsibility because of how many people you put it in the hands of to make decisions for you. And that's where you'll get all these passive aggressive arguments and family feuds. It was all these codependent decisions that people were expecting they made in their best favor and they didn't. And then the blame and resentment. This is coming out so, I almost felt like an out of body experience. Like I was kind of just like, yeah, the new timeline is just starting to pixelate. I couldn't see none of it in June because of what I was having to wrap up within my own karmic cycle and resolve within myself and stuff like that. But because now it's for me a lot about like patterning, like just head and heart being off of the karmic cycle, or at least for the most part, but more so just about this weird behavioral patterning, like just these habits, right? Toxic habits and shit like that. Anyway. I'm in the ascension journey with you guys. The divine told me, man, like you better go and do the internal work before angel gang leave your ass behind. I thought that was the funniest thing. Okay. 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, we're going to move on from this. I'm going to pull a couple of cards from the Lenormand. See what else is going on here. Yeah, for some of you, this is you not cheating yourself out of an opportunity because you don't believe in your ability to invest. Some of you guys might have invested in something and didn't, like some of you guys could have went to school and tried to do something and failed the test and are feeling like this. You're at a crossroads. Should I give up doing this or should I try? And I feel like you would be cheating yourself out of all the work you put in to get yourself to this point because you experienced a little bit of opposition. I feel like for some of you, your ego got crushed because you failed something you thought you would pass. And I feel like it's to show you that even with that failure, you still love, you still want this. There's this need to get back on the bike. If you fall off of a bike, you can either become afraid and not want to ride the bike anymore, or you can get back on the bike and be better equipped and more experienced not to fall again. So that's why I say there's a difference between looking at yourself or an experience as a failure instead of as a trial and an error. You know what I mean? Like needing to try something to experience the error in order to better understand. It's like the karmic cycle. You have to go through the up, the down, the northwest, east, south, the shadow, the light, and the whole fucking thing in between. Like there is no, you only experience a part of it. I hope this is coming out clear. The 9 of Pentacles. I heard the death of somebody's singlehood. Some of you guys need to be mindful of not rushing out of singlehood. Because I feel like some of you guys I'm tapping into some of you who've been single for a really long time, but haven't necessarily purged and healed the trespasses against you. I think you just avoided having any more trespasses against you in the heart department. And I feel like your singlehood is trying to come to an end, but I feel like you need to be mindful because this could be really, this then is you under the impression that you're coming out of singlehood, but you're not, because for some of you, you're going to manifest another karmic relationship that's only going to last for maybe a month tops, a month to 6 weeks. Because that's essentially, there's this need to purge up these trespasses against you. So some of you actually might manifest a similar pain if you haven't purged what these trespasses are. Meaning go within and see where you felt you were done wrong, even when you were just trying to do the right thing or let your inner angel live, and give yourself compassion for those moments in time. Validate your higher self in telling her or him that they weren't doing anything wrong. You were doing well. It was just needing to mature to navigate the light better with more precision and understanding, which you get through both living out the light and the dark of the karmic experience. That's why I feel like some of you that are really stepping out of this karmic cycle realized how you have been on the other side of the fence. So really taking yourself out of the victim and kind of looking at the karmic cycle, being like, ah, shit. I get it. Let's move on. Really, but actually getting it and not just feeling like, that's why I don't feel like you come off of this cycle feeling bitter, angry, and resentful. Because then that means you haven't seen the other side where you've made other people feel that way. So then you have some compassion. You can't have compassion if you don't have it for yourself. So that's why I say doing this inner work of really allowing the emotions of the trespasses against you to go to purge and leave you. Because that is going to give you a certain level of compassion for anybody else who has committed trespasses against you, whether they want to do right by them or not. It won't even matter. Okay? And then we've got the 8 of Swords, feeling trapped about some betrayal. That's what I'm trying to say. You're finding it hard to receive your blessings because of this paranoia about how you've been treated. Trapped in your mind about the trespasses against you. And I feel like you'll feel more safe knowing that you've been on the other side and what it looked like, because a lot of you have committed trespasses against people and it wasn't malicious. Even though it might have looked like it, it wasn't. But people felt that way, right? So it's really I don't know, man. I'm going to go into the Butterfly Oracle and clarify. Thank you, Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, and guardian angels. What's really going on? What else? Dietary change, hobbies. I've been getting that a lot. Windfall, relationship dynamics, and end of an era. I personally believe, because of the Ten of Pentacles here too, these are the regrets you have about not, the inner knowing about not committing to yourself. Because I feel like a lot of the commitment issues in the collective are going to be resolved karmically because of commitments that they make to themselves. A lot of which are these dietary changes, these committing themselves to hobbies. So reawakening these passions, like committing to the inner child, the part of you that always loved to do these things or always wanted to do these things, but committing to them in the form of hobbies. The inner feminine masculine, knowing that you needed to make and create a foundation where these changes, these dietary changes, are necessary. I feel like there's this commitment to self that then gets reflected back to you, Libra. And there's a lot happening with regards to relationships closest to you. And I hope, Libra, you allow yourself to see that it's marking the end of an era. Okay? I'm finding this hard to explain because I hear you guys in the ethers. Some of you guys aren't really open yet to seeing, like, because some of you will get defensive. I'm hearing you in the ethers, right? Not being able to connect yourself to the karmic cycle. Remember how I told you guys not putting yourself in a position where you point your fingers at the karmic, and allow yourself to see yourself as a karmic on your karmic cycle? That's where you then are asking for forgiveness for the trespasses that you have committed when you were living as a karmic, right? I just feel like some of you guys aren't ready to see that yet. And that's going to make you feel trapped in this cycle because you're not going to see you're not going to get the whole karmic lesson, because the karmic cycle is about a lesson. You either get the lesson and you come off, or you don't come off. It's kind of like school. You either make it to the next grade, or you just keep going around and around and around. Except for in that school, when we talk about the divine and things like that and these karmic lessons, nobody judges you because shit, I don't know how long I was in the 10th grade. I mean, in real life, I never made it past high school. I dropped out in I only got 17 credits, 17 and a half credits. Didn't do too bad though. Anyways though, let's go. I mixed the Dance of Death Oracle and I mixed the Inner Garden Oracle. I want to shuffle this because that came out in the other one. Together to make one deck. So I really like it together like this. Let's see. Thank you, Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, and guardian angels. Can you please clarify this spread? Ooh. Learn from your mistakes and try not to make them again. This is the Executioner. This is the card of you can dish it, but you can't take it. This card is Death trying to bestow the same fate on the Executioner that he has bestowed on so many. And he's literally trying to fight Death, talking about, no, and it was my job, and they made me do it, and making all of these excuses. This is kind of what I'm talking about. Not being able to take some of you are blaming and not taking accountability, or for some of you, this is somebody lashing out at you, and it's because the Executioner is coming to bestow the same fate that they put on you onto them, and for some reason, they're projecting that onto you. Like, somebody might know that the karma they're getting is linked to you somehow and are more furious at you because of it. I don't know. Either way, though, the Executioner is about to dish out exactly what this energy has given, and some of you need to see how Death has already bestowed upon you what you've done. And don't get all fucked up about the ways it was done, because then you'll be like, I never did that. No, you didn't. But what did you do? No, you didn't make people feel like that, but how did you make them feel like shit, even though you didn't do that? Like, it's really needing to, I don't know, I'm getting this, that's the Executioner energy, pretty much. Somebody not understanding, right? Death is literally coming to this person is being washed with everything everyone felt every time this executioner killed somebody, hurt somebody, broke somebody's heart, stole from somebody, cheated someone. I was tapping in Libra, and I will do more collective readings now that I'm pulling back from the personals. I have more of that availability, but I was in the new timeline because we were talking about August, right? But August, I feel like marks the clarity of the true ending of your old karmic cycle, because on the new timeline, Libra season and Scorpio season, November, are, I don't know, it's a lot. There's a lot collectively happening where we know as a collective that it's never going to be the same again. Like, some people still think we're going to go back to normal and trying to wait for the usual. It's never like there's going to be some moments that occur in you and Scorpio season that, and it feels very collective, but we'll tap into the energies and read more about them. But yeah, learning from your mistakes, right? Because I personally think if you look at the executioner and you say, you know what, executioner, you're right. I did bestow that, and I did do that, and I'm ready for my fate. I don't know if death will have to take this same approach, because I personally believe that we don't just get karma. It's about the lesson. If you get the lesson, then you won't do it again, and then that means you heard, and you don't need to feel karma. It's a different interaction, because karma's real sweet when she's talking to you, but if you don't listen, I just genuinely believe that thou shalt not hear, shall feel. So I feel like listen to what the executioner is trying to tell you so that he don't make you feel it. For some of you, you're being warned not to do something because death is telling you you will get licked down in the same way. Wow, the Duchess, the Ace of Swords. Beautiful energy, knowing the truth. I feel like, Libra, death is celebrating you. Karma is celebrating you. For those that understood the balance, when even if it wasn't in the 3D, in the ethers, you apologize to those that because for some of you, I'm seeing you go, if I even made you feel a quarter of the way this karmic action made me feel when it was done to me, I'm sorry. And look at death celebrating you. It's amazing. Success lies in the hands of those who want it. Prosperity. You guys are going to be very blessed for the balancing of some karma that occurred. Very, very blessed. It's kind of exciting. I want to know. Like, I want to know. I don't know. Oh. Some of you guys are like, the divine knows what I want. Some of you guys came out of a karmic cycle where money and abundance meant more to you than the tender things that it is, Libra, you need, that you went on your old karmic cycle not having and had to be stone cold without. It's time. It's your turn, Libra. You know, you ushered in the balancing of the scales. You deserve that. So some of you guys need to allow Cancer energy to get you to go within and give you all that mothering, nurturing, attentive, validating energy that it is that you need to prepare you for August and the months to come. Because the second half of 2020, I personally feel ain't gonna have shit on the first half of 2020, for good and for bad. The splitting of the worlds. I told you guys, I've been telling you guys about the splitting of the worlds, but then it's like what happens after the worlds split. You know, like there's all this, a new voyage will fill your life. Open your mind and your heart to good things, and then the Emperor. The tenderness and the love that it is that you need. Some of you guys have really, you're telling me every time I tried to trust them or someone, I got stabbed. The person I hoped would help me in battle stabbed me, hurt me. I feel like, Libras, there's going to be somebody who tends to your wounds that never wounded you. They know where your wounds are. They know what they are, maybe because they wounded somebody. If this is a masculine, he wounded you in a way he's wounded another feminine before. So he knows the damage that's been done to you because he's seen it live out in another feminine that he treated in a similar way. He just hasn't treated you this way because maybe it's a new relationship. Or maybe he, if he's come and balanced out his cycle, he's probably bestowed that hurt, has felt that hurt. Either way, there's an energy that is able to offer you some kind of healing because this energy knows what it is you need because they came off of a similar cycle. For good and for bad. Like they've been like the person who's hurt you and they've been hurt in a similar way that you've been hurt. They have a full understanding of the karmic cycle for good and for bad. So there's a high level of compassion and love. And as you can see with this Cancer energy, that's what you're having to give to yourself. And then when you do that, it's not so weird when other people give it to you. So this is allowing this king, feminines, this is allowing this king to tend to wounds that he never put there. That's a very honorable thing. Conscious too. This isn't some codependency like, well, I'll heal those wounds because I'll get this, that, and the third. Nah, man. This is a energy identifying the wounds because they know them all too well. The warmth. I feel like a new voyage in relationship. I feel like this is you allowing somebody to fight beside you. It's not that the fight's over. It's not that you are being asked to relinquish your power, your strength. No, this is a matter of you. That's where it's fucked up. So that's what I'm saying. It's like you've been in serious situations where you felt maybe like the world was against you only for the people around you to be the world that was against you. So like getting done by your own. You know what I mean? Getting done up by your own folk. So there's a certain level, deep level of trust that was broken within some of the Libras I'm tapping into that I feel like that the way that this energy wants to support you, you're going to be challenged with some really deep triggers, wounds. And I feel like that's what this Four of Wands, the four, you see how there's four? He's got one under his foot and there's another one hidden in this picture, but the four here, this I feel like is being forced to reflect or explain to somebody where you're feeling limited or why you're doing something to somebody that doesn't deserve it because you're still harboring over some kind of pains, wounds, the trespasses against you. Adult children, to me, this is speaking of the child that lives in the adult version of you that needs to have some kind of validation, not so much vindication. It's validation for the trespasses, the things that were done to you that you didn't deserve. But other people need it from you, Libra. All right. And then lastly, we'll pull from the Work Your Light Oracle and read that quickly from the book. I love you, my beautiful Libras. Please like, share, subscribe. Let me know what it is you are going through, how you are feeling with your karmic cycles. And again, I thank you for your patience with me. All right. Just know I'm ascending and doing this shit with you. Period, point blank. Okay. Align your life. That's what I'm that's what I'm out here trying to do. Okay. All right. So you guys don't leave me behind. Align your life. What is not aligned or needs changes? I feel like these dietary changes that are associated with your graceful aging, I feel like that alignment puts you in alignment for longevity. So just taking care of your body and loving yourself enough to eat better and work out is now aligning you to a longer life, which then requires more abundance, more this, more that, right? So it allows for a windfall of abundance to come in just because for the simple fact you'll be fucking long enough for it. You're aligning yourself for a life that, you know, gracefully aging. Okay. All right. Some of you are needing to be a parent to yourself. Like, don't eat that and do this. And are you taking care of yourself? Because some of you guys don't have that externally to you. So it's needing to be your own mother energy. Allow Cancer energy, the mother of mothers energy, to do that for you. Remind you of where you need to be nice to yourself and kind to yourself and how you can better align. Anyways, what in your life is no longer in alignment with who you truly are? We are cyclic cyclic beings in a constant state of change, of evolution, of growth. Change is one of the only certainties of life. When you resist your cycle nature, you resist life and feel stuck. Many of us have learned to be who the world wants us to be, but there comes a time when it is harder to hold on to the facade than it is to embrace who we truly are, to surrender to how we have changed and align life to that way of being. If you pulled this card, you are being called to let go of who you once were, or the things that you once identify, or you first defined yourself by: the job, the relationship, the mask you wore, and to embrace who you truly are now, to courageously step into the person that you came here to be in full authenticity, to embrace your weirdness and your uniqueness. Perhaps you have outgrown some relationships or circumstances, and it is time to reassess and bring all the parts of your life into alignment so that they are congruent with who you truly are today. What is your life not in alignment with or needs to change? Okay. Anyways, guys, I love you. That's your spread. Please like, share, subscribe. And until the next time I see you, keep letting your inner angels live. Okay? Mwah. Ciao.